before I sit down, I'm very honored for this new Rakusu, and I wanted to show you some pictures that Genjo took when I received my first Rakusu. And that was, he had the kind of camera where it imprinted the date, 9/25/95.
Look at that young guy.
That's what I said.
This is Genki Takabayashi Roshi. And you can see in the background Shodo and Gentetsu. And the little calligraphy that Genki gave me upon reception of the Rakusu. So I'm going to be very modern and use my iPod, iPad. So that day was practically 18 years ago to the day. And at the time I was fascinated with Zen, fascinated with spiritual living, and I happened to have met Genjo and Genki on the same evening at an introduction group that I was just looking for some place to sit quietly. I didn't care if it was Zen or Sufi, but I came in and sat down, and that's the first time that I met Genki. He was sitting in the corner in Zazen, even though Genjo was carrying on the introduction most beautifully, and I thought, what's the story here? What's that guy in the corner? He's almost like a statue. So that was my introduction to Genki, and then as the evening ended, we all sat silently, and I kind of expected Genjo to leave, but first Genki got up and bowed and left, and then I went, oh. So on this day, and for the next few years, my whole excitement in Zen was to be with Genki, and to go to every sesshin with Genki, and to every mini sesshin, and to every morning sit, and to every introduction to Zen night. And after he was ready to transfer his abbotship to Genjo, we were at Camp Indianola for our winter retreat, and I had my last Doksan with Genki, and he called me into the Doksan room, and he had a little baby keisaku, lots of calligraphy on it, and we went over and he tapped my shoulders with his keisaku, and he said, Daiki, support Genjo 100%. Be the treasure to Chobo-ji. So, it seemed like those words were imprinted in my heart at that moment. And so, suddenly we had a new teacher and a new way of instructing, and a whole new body of work to learn. Because Genki and I had just basically done really, really simple stuff. Show me Daiki Samadhi activity now. And so I was working as a driver, so I just go like that, drive. Went, ah, yes, driving. But Genjo was this koan, that koan, this koan, that koan. Oh, a little more subtle. So a whole new way of using my mind and practicing. And then in the year 2002, my parents both passed away within several months. And my bond with Genjo was cemented. When I was sitting in the room where my father had passed away, he was dead about 10 minutes. I was the only one there, and staff, the nursing staff hadn't come in yet. The phone rang, and it was Genjo from Seattle, and saying, "How are you? How's he passed? How are you going to announce it to the family?" You know, he was just a support to me in that very mystical, auspicious moment when I needed. A strong presence. It was that same year that I first visited Great Vow, and that's where I met E.T. and Kojin, and Hogan and Chosen, and attended a photography workshop with John Dido Lurie, and I started to really enjoy another way to practice besides the Rinzai style, and kept going to 1 or 2 or 3 sessions a year at Great Vow, until miraculously I checked out an audio tape from the library from Roshi Kong at Sonoma Mountain in California. Oh, this man has a lot of wisdom as well. So I started attending retreats at Sonoma Mountain. The first time I had Dokusan with Roshi Kong. So tell me, who's your teacher? Who have you studied with? I said, Genki Takabayashi. Genki Takabayashi. And he's in a little tinny Dokusan, and he has pictures on the wall. He kind of goes like this. That man there? And he had Genki Takabashi's picture in his Dokusan. So Genki's the Zen wind spread deeply through my heart, and his admonition of being strong, vital energy propelled my footsteps. And I just wanted to continue to practice Great Vow, Sonoma Mountain, Chobo-ji, Great Vow, Sonoma Mountain, Chobo-ji, until the opportunity came to climb into the new building and move in as a resident. And it took a while to lock down the cobwebs and my own compass. Where was I going to really want to rest? And then I had a big car accident. I had to rest for a while and then take it easy. And then last August, I decided that I would attend every morning for Chobo-ji, if I possibly could. Come rain or come shine. And just that shift in my practice last August, it opened my heart to the new springs of joy and reconnection with our Rinzai line and with Genjo Osho. And I like to think of living here that I'm the Zen janitor. So what I like to do in Chobo-ji is to just kind of fade into the woodwork and make sure that there's enough toilet paper and that the sinks are clean and the shoe rack's dusted. That's what I like to do at Chobo-ji. And I hope that I can do that for many more years. I guess I didn't need to use mine. I'm bad at all. But I did bring a poem to read, and I'll conclude with this. This was my first introduction to Zen and to basically the love of spiritual living came through reading the poetry of Gary Snyder back when I was in college. there's one poem, many poems of his that really guided me on. But this poem seems to speak to me, to where I am now at Chobo-ji. And it's from the backcountry, entitled 7th of April, '64. So that was written when I was a senior in high school. Up at dawn, sweep the deck and empty garbage. Chip paint down below. All my friends have children, and I'm getting old. At least enough to be a first mate or an engineer. Now I know I'll never be a PhD. Dumping oily buckets in the middle of the ocean. Swirls of dried paint drips. White, silver, blue and green down the outside. Full of oil, rags, wet paint slosh coils, marbled grease and cream.
First, I'd just like to thank the whole Sangha for a wonderful session and a wonderful opportunity to grow. I was thinking about what exactly to talk about, and a lot of stuff ran through my head, and I said, no, just stop and just speak from the heart. And usually when I do that, when I just stop and when I speak from the heart, no effort's needed, no strain, just fluid and free-flowing. I'd like to start off with my wife, who's here, and I think just the fact that she is here, sitting here, really says everything. I don't think more need be said about that. She's always been sitting here for me through many years of being away, and allowed me to do that with a family. And worked full-time and cared for the kids while I was away. And if there's such a thing as a soulmate, she's it. I was thinking, was I trying not to? Don't. But, and I say that because our relationship is an inspiration and model for me of how I should view and interact with everyone. That I should be open and loving and kind like this to everyone. So it's such a great inspiration for me and such a great learning experience. I don't need to go far at all. I just need to open the door. And there it is. And with me too is Zoho, who was another inspiration for me. We first met when I was still in priest training at Daibosatsu. And he's sitting there, and again, I think it says everything. how wonderful. And that relationship is another great inspiration for me. That through everything that happened at Daigo Satsu and having 3 teachers, at the Zendo being the guiding fathers, oh no, this one's leaving, oh, we got another one. So, we stuck it out, and when we broke off our ties with DBZ, we took refuge in the Sangha, and we're still here. Welcome is a very interesting word, and I think it's something that we say an awful lot. We say, welcome, welcome. The Dharma works in such wonderful ways. The first gift that I gave to Genjo Osho was a hex sign, because I was thinking, well, what could I give him that he couldn't find in that area that was something that was unique? So being from Amish country, I thought, well, a hex sign with distelfinks or birds of paradise on it, and in Dutch it says welcome or welcome, welcome. And Genjo said to me, you brought it up in that Dharma talk. You talked about welcome or welcome, and I still didn't get it. What is that word? And it always stuck with me. Welcome. Why welcome? Welcome. Welcome. Everywhere I look, welcome. Welcome. And I started realizing that one of the hardest things for me is to say that to myself. Welcome. You're welcome. All of you. You're welcome. Broken and all, you're welcome. So hard to say. And, I think that I do this a lot. At the airport, checking in, the woman gives me my ticket and she says, have a nice flight. And I walk away, I say, you too. Then I looked at someone, I'm like, why did I just say that? Because I wasn't there. I was somewhere else. She was right in front of me, and I was not welcoming. I didn't even know she was there. Have a nice day. Well, you too. That says everything. It says everything. People all around, and don't see them. Don't welcome them. Don't open your heart. And I started to realize that this was really something that I was missing. And I started to realize that I wasn't alone, which was comforting, because I got a wonderful call from a man who went through a lot of things in his life, things that just pale in comparison to mine. And he said, I really love Buddhism, but I never felt welcome. Because I break down a lot, he said. I have a lot of pain. He says, I'm the guy crying in the corner that everybody thinks is weird. I can't go back. I can't be around people because they don't welcome me. They won't be with me. They don't sit with my pain. They just ignore me. Look, I'm not there. I'm not welcome, he said. I never feel welcome. And I just listened. And I found myself just listening. And at the end of like a 3-hour conversation, I said, welcome. Welcome. It's such a difficult thing to welcome yourself, your flaws and all. And it's something that I truly will aspire to do. And it really began, interestingly enough, with an email to Genjo Osho, where I said, basically, I'm like a mess. I'm ordained in a different tradition. I've been training in Japanese Rinzai and DBZ fell apart. I have no teacher. I've been kind of teacherless for 6 years. Everybody's infighting, and I have like nobody, and I don't feel welcome anywhere anymore. And the email back wasn't, oh, well, this is what you need to do, or this is what's wrong, or do this or that. It simply was, thank you for sharing that. You are welcome. And as time went on, I started to realize what that welcome meant and why it kept presenting itself, why the Dharma kept bringing that to me. Because I needed to be able first to welcome myself. And the second thing I needed to do is I needed welcome from all of you. Because I could really relate to the guy in the corner, not feeling welcome. And I always had the mentality, because that's what I always saw, was, well, this is your practice. You know, somebody has problems crying in the corner, oh, that's their practice. You just stick with yours, you stay in concentration, that's it. You know? Oh, well, I guess I'm just not going to be welcomed by other people, so I guess I just have to live with that. And that's how I did live for quite a long time. But now I've begun to welcome myself. And by your welcome, I truly feel as though I'm becoming healthy. Truly, truly healthy. And I have a long way to go yet. But we do need to welcome ourselves. I do need to welcome myself, but I also need welcome from all of you, because I'm a social animal. That is a part of me, and I need to know that I'm okay. And I see that through not only my own work, but through how you react to me. You welcome me? Oh, well, maybe it's okay if I welcome myself then. Maybe being broken is okay. Maybe it's okay. So, thank you once again for a wonderful session, and most of all, thank you for your welcome.
So we're going to do Tori Zenji's preface to the Bodhisattva vows, and then the 4 break vows followed by 3 bells, and the ceremony will conclude.
Page 21. Tori Zenji's Bodhisattva's vow. When I,
a student of Dharma, look at the real form of the universe, all is the never-failing manifestation of the mysterious truth of Tathagata. In any event, in any moment, and in any place, none can be other than the marvelous revelation of its glorious light. With this realization, our virtuous ancestors extended tender care with a compassionate heart, even to such beings as beasts and birds. Among us in our own daily lives, who not to speak of a human being. Therefore, even if someone names us as a sworn enemy and persecutes us, we should be warm and compassionate towards them. Their very abuse conveys the Buddha's boundless loving kindness for us. It must be seen as compassionate advice to liberate us entirely from our own egoistic illusions and attachments we have built up from the beginningless past. With an open-hearted response to even the most cruel and foolish people, a most profound and pure faith arises. Then in each moment's flash of our thought, there will grow a lotus flower, and on each flower a Buddha will be revealed. Everywhere is the glory of the Pure Land. In every moment may we extend this mind over the whole universe, so that we and all beings together may attain maturity in Buddha's wisdom.
Shujo Muhen Zeigando.
Exit the Zendo, take a brief break. Ordained will take off the case off. Anyone needs to use the bathroom, do so. We're still in Seshi spirit.